Welcome, and welcome back to all that the wind has brought here, to another episode of Roots of Pacha. It is the 11th of summer. We have over 2,000 contribution points. And we've got some cool new things that just unlocked, so let's get into it. As we get into the video, I do want to apologize in advance. It is unreasonably hot where I live at the moment, and so you can definitely hear the biggest fan that I own going in the background. So I apologize for that. I tried messing with the audio to make that as quiet as possible, but as much as I would like to do everything I can to make these videos as high quality as possible, I am not going to risk the safety of my two fur children, who have already gotten a cold pond dip today, because if you aren't aware, cats don't really sweat, and they don't pant like dogs either. The only place where they really transfer temperature is their paws. So we gotta dip in some cold water already, and we are leaving the fan on. But looking at our journal here, we do have a couple of quests that just finished up. So Kroll has finished building the breeding pen. Excellent. So we can get started working on that. We have some animals that really love us quite a bit. We've got some max affection with our boars and our ibex already. And Nock and Juk came up with a way to strain things with fabric. So we're going to go and figure that out. We already pet Shadow. We did not tell Shadow to follow, though. So we are going to go ahead and do that. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. And we'll go ahead and play the flute for everyone. And we will talk to all of our animals as well. As get a new egg, apparently. So that's cool. Okay. And we'll get a little bit of no ibex milk. That's okay. We'll get a little bit of poop, though. Poop is good. Poop is great. Okay. And our one guanaco seems to really be staying in here. Okay. And then I guess we'll come in here and explore this a little bit. Okay, so we can just encourage their breeding. So if we were to do this ibex and this ibex, we may get a boost in all of these things. So let's try encouraging these guys to breed. Yes. And they will have a baby soon. Okay, so they are going to be hanging out in there for a few days. Alright. Let's go ahead and get some things gathered up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, we were going to figure out which fish are worth smoking. So these are worth 27. This is only worth 14. This did increase when we smoked it before. These are worth 37. I do think we want to try shipping one of those. And we'll see if we can, like, smoke the sponge, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that we get a different use for sponge at the moment. We cannot smoke the sponge. Okay. We cannot smoke the jellyfish. Okay. We're not going to smoke the antenna fish. Well, maybe we'll give it a shot. Maybe it helps. We'll see if I can do anything with the oysters. So we can smoke one of those. And we cannot smoke the oysters. That's okay. Oh yes, and then in here. Oh good lord, there's more tomatoes. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is that's not what we wanted. Okay. Alright, absurd amount of tomatoes have been collected. We are gonna throw some of these lower quality things, like the strawberries for the moment, and the wild tomatoes into the shipping bin. We are gonna try to make some mayonnaise as well, real quick, because I think mayonnaise is just going to sell better right now. Okay. So lots of stuff that we can sell. And lots of stuff that we're going to need to water. An absurd of things. A number of things that we are going to need to water. That's okay. You'll notice that I am keeping my distance a little bit while I do this watering, so that we don't have to deal with accidentally harvesting things we're not ready to harvest. Darn it. Okay. Are we going to be able to harvest this? We can. Okay. We are getting there now, thankfully. And that is harvestable, but it will regrow. Awesome. Garbanzo is a regrowing crop, and I don't know how that didn't all get watered, but we'll fix that. Okay. We are getting there, but it is also 1 o'clock already. So, I'm going to say after we finish that kelp, let's go ahead and get some tasks going, and then we can refresh our processors. So first, we'll grab the boar. And I apologize for that annoying audio glitch. That was an annoying sound. If it makes you feel better, I had to hear it in my headphones as well. We're gonna huck the sponge in. We're not gonna huck in the tomatoes. Some guanaco fur can go, that's fine. That jellyfish, that fermented tomato, we are just gonna ship a wild date, that's fine. And the seashell. We're going to see if there's anything we can do with the oysters. We are going to cook up the seaweed. And we're going to see what we can do with the garbanzo as well. So, sesame and eggplant were not there. Garbanzo and herbs. We have some herbs at home. And we can get some more. Let's see here. Okay. And that's it at the moment. But we can cook up some seaweed, which we will do. Because that'll keep us farming. It worked. Chuck and I used the fur and wood you gave us to make a structure. We wove the fur tight enough so only the water from the milk would drain. Then I hung up the cloth from the structure I had built. We did it. We made cheese, and it was delicious. Okay, so we have cheesecloth. When in doubt, cheese. Okay. Well, that's that quest complete, though, which is excellent. Let's go and see about hanging that up, I guess. And running all of our processors. So first, we are going to clear up some of this space. And we're going to see how much space we need. That actually works right there. That's fine. Okay, so we just need milk into cheese. And that's all that this does. That's okay, though. Let's see, what all can we do here? So we will see if we can ferment a garbanzo bean. We cannot. I'll throw in a tomato. So these are also legumes. So we can mix these with tomatoes as well as with herbs. I love that as a food source. So we will keep that in mind. Also, with the way I've got this set up, I do have to go around. And we'll collect our 2 fish. The big guy was worth 37. He's now worth 40, so that's fantastic. Okay. And throw our poop in here right now. We are going to grab... Oh, I didn't want all of those. I want one of those, please. And we will cook that up. Okay. Where did we put our boar friend? Okay, he is here. We'll go and clear some space. We'll grab that tomato back because that's not what I meant to do. It's fine. Everything is fine. Okay, we'll throw in a garbanzo and a citronella and see what we get. Which, unless this is much, much better, the other one that we have will be what we end up making. So this does not count as an herb. Lavender, mint, oregano, and some things that we don't have yet. Okay. But we know of lavender, mint, or oregano that we can get and use in this recipe. Which, fair enough. So let's put the citronella back. We do have a lavender, so we will use that to cook this dish. And we'll just run in our house real quick and cook that so we can finish watering as well. Let's see. Am I not allowed to cook that in here? I'm not, am I? Nope, of course not. That would make sense. Okay, I guess we'll cook it in the other house. But we are going to finish our watering first, because at this point that's going to be kind of important for us. Okay. So we will get our sea kale done. We'll get this first field of tomatoes here done. And then, well, we're going to have a lot more to finish up here. Let's get this last bit of sea kale. And then we'll do these tomatoes.
Was that not? That's not finished.
Okay. We're getting there, though. And at least we can take solace in the fact that we will definitely, I think, end up mastering tomatoes this season. Some of the rest of this may take a little bit longer, but tomatoes, I'm fairly confident we will get done. I have no idea how long this animal breeding is going to take is the other concern. So hopefully we'll be able to actually do the cheese thing fairly soon. But I guess we shall see. Okay, these are our first 4 sweet potatoes, which is not bad. They're another root. Okay, so those should sell well. And those will be summer fall, so I'm not as worried about those. We're almost to level 4 in our tomatoes. That is so awesome. Okay. So let's get the rest of our harvesting done. Some garbanzo. These aren't ready yet, of course. Strawberries are up to level 2. Awesome. And we're starting to get non-wild strawberry plants, which is also fabulous. Just giving a quick check down here. None of these tomatoes are ready. So we'll collect these couple that are. Okay. Alright. And that one too. And this one too. And our tomato knowledge is up to rank 4. That is fantastic. And it should be about time, yep, to run our processors again. Okay. We also got some really good tomatoes today. We may get to the point where we can't get all of these processed, which that would be somewhat unfortunate. But for the moment, we're doing what we can. It's actually kind of almost nice. We're getting to that point that one reaches where you pretty well know how well you're going to be doing with these things. So we are going to make this garbanzo and herb dish. So we want to definitely cook all the dishes. That's going to be really important. Made fina. A soft flatbread made from garbanzo beans. Some put it on top of pizza for some reason. It's actually an excellent food source. But we will have to go out and gather lavender from the savannah to get it. But it's actually really easy to get it, other than that. And so, let's see, that's most everything done. I do want to go ahead and check if we know where these folks are. So he is down at his camp. I do want to try and talk to some of these people, because I think that that is going to be useful for us. Now, it is 9 o'clock at night, so that could be easier said than done, you know, but the more affection that we can build for these other villagers, the faster we get to do things with those quests, I think. Obviously, we also want the sea kill, so that's a thing. Insa and Croc love those red berries that grow in the forest. My mom makes the most delicious fish roll things. Maybe she'll make some for you. So now we know to get those red berries. So that was great information and much appreciated. Let's do a little bit of fishing though, because we know we can get some good fish down here. And what we really are hoping for coming up is some rain, to be honest. Or a surplus of food so that we can run off to the mines. Both of these things would be really good for us. If we could get a surplus of food, a true surplus of food, I think we would be quite well off for going to the mines. No, right now we don't know anything else to do with this sponge, so we are just going to sell that. Cole should start being able to make us a bigger barn fairly soon, which I think we're going to want, because the truth is we really can only get I'll sell good quality roots, so that's fine. Those sell quite for a decent amount. The strawberries, we're not really doing a whole lot with those yet. We are going to try and get those processed if we can. But I'm honestly thinking it might be best to sell these things just as they are. Because they're not going to improve a whole lot drying them, and we can't get things dried fast enough unless we start making like a whole processing center of drying. And drying them doesn't improve them a crazy amount. Give me just a sec, guys. Okay, back. I don't think drying is giving us a whole crazy amount. So that's 18, right? And the undried version of it is 14. So it is increasing it by 4. This is 16 versus the fermented version is 21. So those are a little bit better, fermenting them, but you only get one at a time, and they're not a crazy amount better. I would say then I think it's in our best interest if we sell the cheap stuff and we process the expensive ones. And I think we're going to start trying to do that. Because we still have more stuff, and we're getting tomatoes at this point nearly every day. So I think not just contributing some stuff would honestly be a detriment to us. We are going to process some of this stuff into food. Like, we are going to make more seaweed. And then this stuff was actually really good versus the vegetable stew really isn't all that great. Right? But we do have to travel for this. No, I say we make some vegetable stew. Yeah, and that's gonna get us going pretty good there. And of course, we'll walk back with the torch. I'm trying here, right? I'm trying. Okay, and we'll give it a good save. So we're up to 64,000 clan prosperity, and the clan is ready to start working on the southern contribution box. Our contributions today were 1,164. We really are making bank off these tomatoes now, which is awesome. The sweet potatoes would be great too if we can get more of those into the ground. So is the sea kale. We may not finish all the crops this season, to be honest. Tomatoes we are going to master. I mean, that's just a given. Some of the other things we may not. Sweet potatoes we have until next season to master as well. But getting some more of them in the ground could be really good for us, just a little bit. But sea kale should be our focus, I think. Yeah. Alright. So let's give it a good save. We're now up to a total of 3494 in our contribution points. The clan is prospering, and Ron has a new idea. We also need to talk to Kroll and see, do we want to build a house? Do we want to build a barn? What do we want to do? And see what we can do with that. However, all of that is going to have to wait until next time. Because with the saving of the game and the ending of the day, we've come to the end of another episode. If you like what you see, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. But until next time, may the wind bring you on another journey. And have a good night.